Now, the prohibited parties are you, your spouse, a fiduciary, which I'm maybe a fiduciary if I'm running your IRA, your lineal ascendant, so your parents, and your lineal descendant, your children. So you can't buy a property and rent it to your son, but you can buy a property and rent it to your nephew, your cousin, your uncle, any unrelated third party. So it's just a lineal ascendant and descendant. Stay away from. So
there's things you can't do, but then there's kind of ways of getting around that a little bit, right?
Usually, usually a really good attorney can help you figure it out. But there are some that are definitely prohibited. So one example, and this is a personal example of mine, I was purchasing a property and I knew that I wanted to stay there in the summer, like a lake house. I also knew that I was going to put a ton of money into it. So I did that outside of my IRA because I want the tax deduction of all the improvements that I'm getting. Sure. And I also want to stay in it. And I also, my mom stays in there in the summer too. Okay. So that one for sure I wanted outside of the IRA just because I needed personal use and I had family members wanting to live in it.
So there are some things that the IRA, real estate things the IRA can't handle, but most everything else.
Yes.
It's a pretty good place.
It's an excellent place. Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else from the real estate story? You covered a lot.
Well, I guess property. This isn't necessarily real estate, but it's property owned. We've had someone purchase German Shepherd puppies, and then have them trained, and then sell them to the police stations once the puppies were grown and trained. So anything you can make money on. There was a gentleman in Lorain County who purchased pigs in his IRA in his
he's got to love going to the club with all the guys and talking about how his investments are going. What are you into? Oh,
he sells Wilbur in the fall. Now, there's one thing called self-dealing. I can't benefit from my IRA investments today. So technically, he bought the pigs in the spring, sold them in the fall. Technically, if he kept one for himself and ate the bacon, that would be a prohibited transaction.
All right.
It would be self-dealing.
All right.
So he has to sell all the pigs.
That's a really interesting story.
We do have some fun stuff, but there's a lot of,
You got to get one of those on your website. Just have Wilbur or Eddie or one of those well-known pigs from the.
And one of them, I grew up on a farm, so some of the things we would go to auctions and Black Angus was big, and so some of these Black Angus were going for big money, or also the sperm from the Black Angus, or think of racehorses. So you can purchase, those are an investment. You can purchase that inside of your IRA too.
That's great. That's about takes us as far as you can. You got a stallion having some fun, and the results are in your IRA.
Absolutely,
that's great. Well, the Kentucky Derby just ran Saturday, so I'll have to see.
Exactly.
I forgot who won.
Yeah, I bet his offspring just went up in value.
Sure. Absolutely.
If you had those in your IRA, that would just increase in value, and it would be on a tax-deferred or tax-free basis. The revenue, the income, the profit.
It's worth having that just to talk to your friends about and joke at parties. I mean, come on.
There is an asset class that a lot of our clients invested in. Those are wineries. And I see a lot of the investments come across my desk, and it's fun. And the wineries, typically, their returns are not that big, but it does make for a great cocktail conversation. Sure. I have a winery.
Yeah.
But some of the profits on the wineries have not been good.
Come on. They're wine drinkers. That's all that matters,
Yep.